Wrestling fans, guys, Money in the Bank's over with. The fallout of Money in the Bank is gone. And we have a pretty clear future, pretty clear path of what we're going to see between now and Backlash. Brand split's done. Intercontinental Championship will be determined probably at Backlash. Wrestling fans, tonight quarterfinals have begun. King Corbin loses to Elias. And, of course, Drew Gulak falls victim to his protege, so to speak, his student, so to speak, Daniel Bryan. Should be the other way around if you ask me, but, WWE's Wrestling 101 says, apparently the one that needs the help has to be the teacher in this case. In any case, we're going to dive into the Intercontinental Championship tournament, plus so much more right here today on the SmackDown review. At any time while you're watching this, if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell for all notifications. And leave me a big thumbs up down below. And, of course, a comment as well. Let me know what you think about anything that happened on SmackDown tonight. Alright, wrestling fans. Anything at all. It'd be appreciated. Now, let's dive into this SmackDown, shall we? First things first. Brand split's over. Wild card. However, WWE is spewing superstars coming from SmackDown to Raw, Raw to SmackDown, NXT, so on and so forth. They're not even saying that Charlotte's on NXT. They're still saying that she's on Raw. Corey Graves, let's just be honest. She's on NXT. She is the NXT champion. NXT champion. She's not on Monday Night Raw. She's not a Raw superstar if she's an NXT champion. Okay? Do we see her on Monday Night Raw on a weekly basis? No. That's the first thing I'm going to point out about Charlotte being on SmackDown tonight. Number 2. Okay? Charlotte's on SmackDown. She graces us with her presence. Stirs some friction between Bayley and Sasha Banks, like we all knew she was going to, because sooner rather than later we're going to see Sasha versus Bayley, either for the SmackDown Women's Championship or just in a rivalry without the title. Wrestling fans, the brand split, one superstar coming from Raw to SmackDown or vice versa, can work. But not when you use the same superstar week in and week out, month in and month out, like they did the last time. Fans got tired, old, and they started griping, moaning, groaning, and complaining about it last year. What does WWE do? They're starting off the same way. Next week we're seeing Charlotte versus Bayley on SmackDown. Gonna be a good contest. If WWE doesn't do some disqualification or anything just like that at the very beginning, Bayley versus Charlotte will be a good matchup. Don't get me wrong. But do we really need to see Charlotte on SmackDown 2 weeks in a row when she's the NXT champion? No. She should be on Wednesdays. That's just me, wrestling fans. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Now, let's move on to Otis, shall we? let's move on to Otis. Number one, apparently he can't sit in a normal seat anymore. Okay, the Miz TV seats, apparently WWE is going to make fun of him by sticking one of those in there that are too loose. They're going to make one where he can't even sit in that because he tried to sit in it and it broke. Okay, so that was one way they made fun of his weight. Another way they made fun of his weight is that he was stuffing junk and all that kind of stuff. Not just the number one contender's contract in the briefcase. That was the second way they made fun of his weight. The third way they made fun of his weight is the fact that he looked like he was carrying around a baby because of his gut, with Mandy Rose, and apparently this is 2020, and apparently men can have babies now. And that was another way they made fun of his weight. Vince, we get it. Otis is overweight. We get it. But did you really have to send The Miz and John Morrison out there to make fun of his weight that many times? No. Okay. Once, twice, okay, I understand it. You're making a point. You're trying to make a joke out of it. You're trying to make light out of it. Whatever. That many times in one segment? No, that's too much. All right. And then you continued on later on in the night. Now, wrestling fans, he was trying to find himself a partner. And who's the first person he tries? Sheamus. Vince McMahon actually had him try to get Sheamus as a tag team partner for the main event. Now, does this make any sense at all? Seriously. A babyface Otis. Now, I know that he is playing... I know that he has this, that he's trying to play this, I don't have a lot of common sense, and I'm just big, huge, and I'm some hillbilly. I know that's what they're trying to play him off to be. But seriously, Sheamus? Seriously. Hills try to find heel tag team partners. Otis should be trying to find a babyface. And of course, once he goes and he tries to find a babyface partner, of course he's going to look for Braun Strowman, right? That only makes sense. He has a Money in the Bank contract. But who knows, right? It's WWE we're talking about. WWE always makes their stars, when they want them to make them look dumb, look like that. So anyway, moving on. We go to the end of the night, and Otis, they beat Miz and Morrison. Braun Strowman and Otis does. Mandy Rose comes down. Yeah, eventually Otis will cash in, or eventually Otis will lose the Money in the Bank, which I think that's what's going to end up happening. I don't see Otis cashing in and winning. But instead of just going up and actually almost hitting him, he's like, oh yeah! Seriously? Come on. Come on, WWE. Come on. A joke. The Money in the Bank briefcase this year is a joke. Would be in better condition and in better hands if it was on the phenomenal AJ Styles. Instead, AJ Styles is in the Intercontinental Championship tournament in which I see it coming down to him versus Daniel Bryan, and more than likely AJ Styles will capture the Intercontinental Championship as a consolation prize for not getting the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, I'm fine with having AJ Styles as the IC champ. Think he'd make a great IC champ. I'll be fine with Daniel Bryan being the Intercontinental Champion. He'd be a great IC champ. But the Money in the Bank briefcase and then Drew McIntyre getting it cashed in on by AJ Styles and starting a rivalry like that would have been a great feud for Monday Night Raw. A great feud. What do I know? Daniel Bryan carrying the IC championship on SmackDown would have been a great feud. Would have been great for SmackDown. It's going to come down to one of those two things, especially when you see who's on the card for the rest of the tournament. Now, as far as the rest of the show, not a lot. Dana Brooke got a victory. I would like to be invested and enjoy Dana Brooke winning, but am I supposed to? Should I? No. Why? Because WWE's not going to take Dana Brooke anywhere. She's not a Charlotte. She's not a Becky Lynch. She's not a Bayley. She's not a Sasha Banks. She's not anybody like that. Oh, and look, Tamina lost Sunday. She's not on SmackDown. And that's another thing. Bray Wyatt lost on Sunday. He's not on SmackDown Friday. It showed pictures of The Fiend. Where was The Fiend tonight? Is he gone? Is The Fiend not in championship opportunity? What's this? Left holes open. WWE showed promise tonight with the tournament and things of that nature. Don't get me wrong, wrestling fans. I know it sounds like I'm just sitting here griping, moaning, groaning, complaining like most of the wrestling community does week in and week out, month in and month out. But WWE showed promise tonight with the tournament and things of that nature. But Otis, get that Money in the Bank briefcase off him. If you're going to bring other superstars over to SmackDown or over to Raw, maybe sometimes have it be tag teams. You know, things of that nature. Don't let it just be Charlotte, or don't have it just be one superstar. Make it interesting. Make it interesting. Okay? After next week, let's not see Charlotte. Alright? Put it back on NXT. Have her stay on NXT for a while. AJ Styles wins next week because I'm sure he's going to beat Shinsuke Nakamura. Get him in the IC Championship main event at Backlash. Going to be alright. I just see that happening because there's no way Elias is getting in that spot. But y'all let me know what you're thinking about all this in the comments below. I'm getting out of here. not a whole lot more happened on SmackDown tonight. Had some interviews in the back, but you know, who cares? And the promo that Charlotte gave about how she works more than any other superstar because she's a Flair and all this stuff just made me want to gag. And the fact that she is wanted by everybody, it just made me want to gag. Because that's not the truth. Ugh. So I'm getting out of here. That's about the... I wish WWE would not force the stuff down our throat that we don't want to see. Because that is what we don't want to see. Okay? Once again, getting out of here. Y'all subscribe. Do all that stuff. And until I see you again, this is Webby. And I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.